Welcome to Chez Fancy. We pride ourselves with being named after a restaurant from SpongeBob.
Good evening, sir. I had reserved in advance for 2 Starlight Glimmer.
Ah, yes, Miss Glimmer. Your date is already waiting inside.
Oh, sweet of you to assume that. But she isn't my date. We're just here as friends.
Of course, pardon me. If I may then bring you to your table?
Certainly. After you, please.
Very well. Follow me, miss. One question, by the way.
Yes?
Are you not at all confused by the fact that Discord, am the waiter at this restaurant?
Not really. I guess after the show ended, every pony had to see how they were gonna get on now. Besides, you're not actually Discord. You just happen to have John Day Lancey's voice since there are so few male voices on 15AI, and that of Discord was the only one sounding even remotely fitting for a waiter.
Oh yes, that is indeed true. One could have guessed that by the fact I'm a bipedal fish. Anyways, this way. Your table is right here.
Ah, Starlight, it is so good to see you. The patient and punctual Trixie has been eagerly waiting.
Good evening to you, friend. I hope you didn't have to wait for long.
Oh no worries. As punctual as Trixie is, as elegant is she in that, being a tasteful little bit late myself. I have only been waiting for about 5 minutes.
I see you accommodate for everything.
I always do. I do know my best friend, don't I?
Oh, you do. More than any pony else.
Pardon me, miss. Would you like perhaps to sit down so you can talk to your mere friend all serenely?
Oh, I am not her mere friend. We merely are platonic friends.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Miss Glimmer did explain this before. Excuse my forgetfulness.
No big deal, sir.
Here, allow me.
Thank you kindly.
Finally, our evening can truly begin.
I've been looking forward to it all week.
Yeah.
Well then, what may I get the 2 mares who are just friends? Perhaps a fine bottle of cider to set the right mood for our friendship.
Sure, why not? Or would you mind it, Trixie?
Not at all. Don't think awake and memorizing Trixie has forgotten what becomes of you after enough cider. A sight I am longing to see again.
Then your wish shall be granted. We'll gladly take a bottle.
Of course. And what may I serve for dinner?
I would say that our choice of food doesn't really matter, as this is all just setting the basis for this episode.
True that, Starlight. So allow me to make a choice on both our behalves and just order 2 items of food, please. The narration shall know what it is to make of that.
Sure. I don't understand why you suddenly decided to talk in meta, but okay. It'll take a short while to prepare the, food items. I will come back soon to bring the cider. Enjoy yourselves until then.
Thank you, sir.
We definitely will. Okay, now that he's gone, I can finally drop the act. At last.
Yes, I was starting to get uncomfortable too, having to hide my true feelings like that.
Can you believe this guy? Like, what kind of bias do you have to be to assume that us 2 are dating? I mean, can 2 mares not go to a restaurant together without having to be in love?
That's a word, my friend. I was really trying to be polite, but when he made that mistake a second time, I was about to raise my voice for a moment. And correct me if I just interpreted that wrong, but did he tease us with his remark about the cider?
Maybe, but you will always find the likes of his in this world. Bigoted ponies who only judge by what they see, and not the factual truth. They can't all be as wise as the great and self-confident Trixie.
You know, I always loved how strongly you stand by your principles. That refusal to be pushed towards a societal expectation. I always found that admirable about you.
Don't hide your light under a bushel. You yourself are no less confident and strong. Proudly correcting each and every false assumption about our alleged relationship at any time.
While I must say, I can sort of understand where this misconception is coming from. If it weren't for our undeniable heterosexuality, we would really be perfect for each other.
That is indeed true. Sadly, though, the straight and stallion attracted Trixie can find no arousal from a mare like you.
And neither can I.
Here you go, ladies. 1 bottle of cider, as wished for.
Ah, excellent. Thank you very much.
Don't mention it. And once more, my apologies for falsely assuming something. Yet, if you may forgive a remark, I feel like your way of interaction misled me a bit.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you 2 kissed when she sat down.
Oh, that can be easily explained. It was merely a platonic kiss. A welcome kiss, if you will.
With lip contact, usually one would aim for the cheeks.
Well, forgive us for not having the best aim.
Besides, in Sire's Hollow we used to always greet our close friends like this. Do you mind?
I think not. Okay then, enjoy your drinks. I will be preparing the food items you ordered. It shall take a few minutes.
No need to hurry it. What? Did I say something wrong?
Is it really a traditional form of greeting from your hometown?
Of course not. Don't worry. I reserved this one specifically for my bestie.
Good, because I would in fact mind it if you shared this gesture with more ponies than just your best friend. After all, our friendship is special.
Special in the way that we can be this close without feeling any attraction. Though I must say, it is somewhat tiresome to constantly remind every pony of that.
That's true. By now, I think every pony should have understood.
But there will be enough time for lamenting this condition later. First, I say we have a nice dinner together. After all, that is the reason this whole evening takes place.
I thought the dinner was just a pretext.
Oh, yes, right. Thanks for reminding me. Outside of this whole non-relationship thing we've got going on, I still wanted to ask you something. Do you by any chance know where exactly our 6 friends currently are?
You mean Twilight and the others?
Yes. Just today I stopped and realized that I haven't seen them the last couple days, which is quite unusual. Normally they always stand around somewhere in Ponyville performing a sketch for Robotus. But ever since I showed them that suspicious letter, I've not seen them again.
Thinking about it, neither have I. Though that should hardly surprise you, since I barely ever make contact with them as it is. If I'd have to guess, I would say they're just out on another one of those protagonist adventures.
Perhaps. Still, I find this observation a little worrisome, especially because of that whole letter affair and this new villain, Cozy Doll.
So Cozy Glow went and became an actual villain? Huh, how lame. And here I thought she was gonna do something interesting with her character. So let me guess, she's become an homage to Baby Doll from Batman.
Why does every pony always directly point that out? Is it that obvious?
The connection really isn't that hard to make. I mean, a child actress who's actually adult, getting no more roles after her big hit, turning to villainy. And the name really is just the icing on the cake.
I'm starting to feel like this whole idea was pretty weak to begin with, and it was foolish to even try and make an arc around that. But well, here we are.
The way Trixie got it, this is just a filler arc anyways, so we might as well stick it out now. It's not like we're directly involved in that either way.
Speak for yourself. I for one was the one receiving the letter. I have a feeling Robotus is planning to have me be the hero of this one. How bothersome.
The careful and reasonable Trixie thinks maybe we should stop spoiling the events of literally the next episode. I mean, there is meta humor and then there's just blatantly telling.
All right, ladies, as you wished for, here are 2 unspecified food items. Serve hot or cold, depending on what it is.
Ah, yes. Wonderful. The starved and sweet-toothed Trixie cannot wait for her delicious meal.
Enjoy your meal.
Okay, now that dinner is ready, how about we postpone that talk to later? Do you mind that?
I do not at all mind. We were kind of finished anyways.
True. All right then. Bone apple tea.
Fuck you.
One evening of entirely platonic friendship interactions later.
And then Agent Classified was sent back to his home dimension. After that, Twilight called it a day.
So that's how that all went down. And what became of that secret lab?
Nothing much. After that episode had ended, Twilight programmed the console to self-destruct the lab. Because it is a fact that every decent villain lair must have a self-destruction feature. The only thing still reminding that there even was a secret underground lab is the caved-in entrance, which is completely unpassable though. And even if any pony manages to get through all the rubble, there's no chance anything could have survived the explosion. So it's safe to say that Equestria has seen the last of those clones.
Are you really sure they managed to get them all? I mean, what if there are still some running about?
Unlikely. Before they settled down to make their introducing Pinky sketch, they first traveled through Equestria and tracked down any clones still remaining. Don't forget, since every pony who was freed from that lab was bound to have been cloned, they knew exactly who to look for.
I see. I'm gonna leave the whole ethical question of what became of these clones unmentioned, to keep it simple. Thank you for explaining me this whole deal in such great detail.
It was a pleasure. That way I could combine an exposition dump on remaining unsolved plot points with an introduction to our new scene.
Oh, you are so practical. And who knows, coming back to our previous topic in the last scene, maybe they are out again to find another clone. Perhaps they missed one the first time around.
That, might indeed be possible. Twilight did inform me about that whole government scheme of Celestia's retrospectively as well, so it would better to just leave again without telling me. Yeah, I'll just go with that explanation now. Thanks, Trixie. You saved me a lot of worries.
Anything for my bestie.
Shall we go in then?
After you.
Oh, what is this?
Oh, look at that. A letter.
It's meant for me. but again with the address of Friendship School. Great, then I already know who sent this.
Cozy Glow?
Here for yourself.
Here. Did you mean C? No. My dearest adversary, Starlight Glimmer. As it undoubtedly did not evade your perception, the 6 of your friends have shown an abundant absence in latest time. Yet wonder not for their whereabouts, as you shall clearly understand that it is none other than I, Cozy Doll, who shall claim responsibility for this occurrence. The lot of you were warned, yet remain surly idle. Now you shall reap what you sowed, and Cozy Doll shall claim glory and success in her true potential. The old cast has almost been reassembled. Merely the principal remains to be awaited. Come hence and join us to relight in the flame of friendship, to resuscitate the magic. To show each and any feeble-minded directors the true talent of the foe they thoughtlessly ignored. We expect you in the auditorium. Make haste, or the cast might just find the conditions to be unendurable. Kindest regards, Cozy Doll. So I was right. It is Cozy Glow. Show me that letter for a sec. I must know something. Wow, she really did write down that laugh as well. Talk about immersive writing.
Look, this might all seem pretty silly and laughable to you. Which I can't blame you for. This is all really lame, to be honest. But still, this is bad. Cozy Doll has taken Twilight and my friends hostage. I must do something.
Wow, yes. This plot really doesn't fool around, does it? Introduced in the last episode and now already this. But I guess that is just the nature of a filler arc.
No time for your meta-talking. I need to get to Friendship School. I must save my friends.
Hold on, Starlight. What? What is it? Listen, I don't want to sound egotistical, but let's be practical here. You're about to go on a risky mission to face an at least potentially dangerous villain. Do you really want to go out there while there is still so much confusion in your head?
Oh yes, that confusion. You make a fair point. If I'm to stop Cozy Doll and save my friends, I need to have a clear mind. I can't risk getting distracted by misbelieving thoughts.
Then let's put a stop to them, shall we?
We shall.
Oha, this is getting really interesting now. Oh, and kind of hot. Robots like this. I just hope the camera doesn't die.